Mr. Speaker.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. I call William Sewell.
Mr. Speaker, the Labour Party will support this bill to Select Committee. I was going to be quite critical of the member who produced this bill, but I now understand it wasn't his bill, that he did not draft this bill, that it was actually Maggie Barry that drafted this bill, and the right place for this bill to be considered really is at Select Committee stage. And there, I think, we'll delve into really about the substance of this bill and whether there is, wide-ranging support for it. And the reason why I say that, sir, is because, firstly, we have a bill that is being that we're debating tonight that amends the government bill of 2009. And contained in the presentation tonight is another supplementary order paper by the same member who drafted the original bill that's amending this bill. So we can be that's a signal that doesn't really sit well with the public. And so when the government member says that this is a good bill, that is yet to be seen. And so we would like this to go to the Select Committee, and we would like to hear from particularly those members who are in this situation where they are serving one, two or more local bodies, because it's not their fault. The legislation as passed by this government allowed for it. The rules simply state that they have to be elected by the electors off that ward or off that area. That's really it. So it's not their fault. And so I'm pleased that the member who drafted this bill actually has got a supplementary order paper saying that this will not affect those members who are currently in that situation, because that gives some confidence to them while the House deliberates on this particular bill. The explanation notes suggest that this will help resolve the potential conflicts of interest. The reality, sir, is that in political, whether it be central or local government, there are bound to be conflicts of interest. And it's my hope that we have existing systems in place, central and local government, that will ensure that when there are potential conflicts of interest that do arise, perceived or otherwise, that those systems in place will help address those conflicts of interest. And so I would like to hear from the local government sector, and particularly also Auckland Council in particular, and those members, whether that is in fact the case, that they can't deal with their conflicts of interest. The other point that the explanation order makes is this is going to somehow resolve the problem of double dipping. And I don't know why we're pointing the finger at the local board members here in the Auckland region, because there are members in this House who at various times been in local government who could be accused of double dipping, holding the position of council and holding the position also of a member of parliament. But there's also the existence, sir, where a person could be on the local board and serve on the district health board at the same time, or on the councillor and serve on the district health board at the same time. Yet, if a candidate stood for a local board and the council and they won both, they must choose one. They cannot hold both positions. So we would be interested to hear in the Select Committee process just how widespread this situation. I accept that this bill is focused on Auckland Council, but I would be interested to hear from the New Zealand local government sector whether this is a widespread situation across New Zealand. And so, sir, that's really the points that we would like to make at this stage, and look forward to the Select Committee process. Again, I say that I would hope that the local government sector come forward. I would hope that the candidates who find themselves in this position come forward. And I would hope that those in similar situation outside of the Auckland boundaries also come forward. I have a concern about what gave germination to this bill, because I note that Maggie Barry released a press statement last year accusing Mr. Paul Gillen accusing Mr. Paul Gillen of holding two roles. Grant Gillen of holding two roles. The reality is he had every right to stand in those two positions. The legislation that this government passed in 2009 allowed for it. So you know, I look forward to the discussion, look forward to the public coming forward and making their points heard on this particular bill. Thank you.